Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday. It must mean the Monday game chat. This week we'll be talking. Are we going to be seeing an Xbox VR headset very soon? Could Helldivers 2 be coming to Xbox? And yes, it looks like there's going to be an Xbox showcase next Monday as well. All this and much, much more. Let's run the titles.
It's the Monday Game Chat with your host, Clive Illenden.
Yokoso, yokoso, yokoso. Arigato gozaimasu. Welcome to the Monday Game Chat. Lots of exciting news broke this afternoon. As I said, we're going to be covering it all. Yes, it seems that Meta and Xbox are joining forces for something quite exciting. I'm going to be going into all of that detail. Xbox have announced that there's going to be a digital showcase next week, so a few game announcements that we can expect. Could Helldivers 2 be one of those games? Rumors are rife that Helldivers 2 will be coming to Xbox, and so much more to discuss. As ever, you are very welcome to the Monday Game Chat here, where you'll find me here, sitting here on a regular basis on a Monday, 10 p.m. UK time, chatting all things gaming news this week that's sort of, pricked my fancy, as it were. And you are most welcome to get involved. Let me know what games you've been playing. Let me know any kind of news stories or gaming stories that you wish to kind of delve into further or talk about. Put it in the chat. That's what it's there for. It is the Monday Game Chat after all. It is Monday. This is the game. You are the chat. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. As ever, let me know what games you've been playing. Put it in the chat and all of that. Really, really appreciate it. I'd like to say I was going to play No Rest. I've been playing No Rest for the Wicked. I was planning to play some of that. Well, Lord Kensal was going to stream some of that earlier this evening. But unfortunately, things got the better of me, or Lord Kensal. So it could be that it gets played tomorrow. Let me know if you played No Rest for the Wicked. I'm curious, but yeah, I shall be playing it, or Lord Kensal should be streaming it sometime this week. Fingers crossed. So yeah, let's crack on with some news, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Jedi Survivor could be coming to Game Pass. It's been one of the titles that's been listed. Hello, Crow. How are you? Crow Razin is in the house. Lovely to see you, sir. Yes, so Jedi Survivor, which I never got round to playing, so I'm quite excited. I was a massive fan of Jedi Fallen. Played it on Stadia. Of course, we like to mention Stadia at least once a week on this show. There is another mention of it coming up later for those that are observant. Star Wars Jedi Survivor joins the playlist. So this is the EA playlist. Therefore, shall be available on Game Pass on April the 25th. So what's that? Thursday, Friday, something like that. Very exciting. The critically acclaimed action-adventure from Respawn Entertainment is coming to the playlist, the EA playlist, on April the 25th for all EA Play members. So PC Game Pass and Ultimate Game Pass members, yes, can start their adventures this week as part of their membership to experience the new chapter in Carl Kestis' saga. So looking forward to that, actually. That's quite exciting. I'm looking forward to playing it. Let me know, as I said, whether you've played it. I never got round to playing it, despite the fact I was a big fan of Star Wars Jedi Fallen. So now, wonderful opportunity to dive in. Where do I play it? Probably on my Xbox Series X, I think I should be playing it. Anyway, Francisco Suarez, how are you? Good to see you, sir. Lovely to see you in the house and all of that. So yes, Jedi Survivor. VR is my main way to game these days. Obviously, I'm a big fan, Mr. Urban World, of VR. To be honest, I don't think I play enough games. For someone who really, because I was put off VR a couple of years ago, and before that, it just never really did anything for me. And it didn't excite me, any of that. But then I got the MetaQuest 3 for my son. And even then I was just thought, I wear glasses, my eye, I can't see anything that's too close. It's going to be a nightmare, all of that. But I was blown away by the experience. I was so excited. And by mixed reality games and all of that, it just got me so excited. So I've done a couple of videos on it, a few videos on it on this channel, recommended some games. They've got their sort of Game Pass equivalent, MetaQuest Plus, which is quite fun. I keep meaning to, I think I have subscribed to it, for my son. So yeah, lots of, I'm a great fan now of the MetaQuest and mixed reality games. And we have a big announcement about that, the whole MetaQuest operating system, which we're going to be diving into. It's really exciting, I think, anyway. Clive, have you seen Keyboard and Mouse plus others saying they can see games they own on xCloud? Yes. Well, what I have seen is, and we can come to it. So we've done Jedi there, so that's all cool. We can close that up. Is this story here. Following last month's rollout of Xbox for Xbox Insiders, so Xbox Cloud Gaming on PC adds mouse and keyboard support to more games. Microsoft has expanded the list of Xbox Cloud gaming games that support mouse and keyboard on PC. So it rolled out this feature offering mouse and keyboard compatibility for a selection of cloud gaming games on PC. And there's the latest Insider includes yet more games that support mouse and keyboard. It's still in the testing phase right now, so only players enrolled in Xbox PC Gaming Insider program can wield the power of mouse and keyboard at this time. The new feature rolled out with 14 compatible games which support the feature in games streamed via xCloud Gaming in the Xbox app for PC, Xbox Game Bar, Edge and Chrome web browsers on PC. And here are the 14 games that you can play. This is Insiders, but it'll be rolled out to everybody else. Age of Empires 2, Atomic Heart there. City Skyline, yeah, that makes sense, actually. These City Skylines as a mouse and keyboard game make a lot of sense. Mount and Blade 2, Bannerlord, they're kind of very PC games. Make a lot of sense. But also then, for those who are quite good at the old keyboard and mouse twitchy games, fast shooting games, you've got Sniper Elite, Zombie Army 4, Dead War, etc., Quake, Doom 64, old school. But yeah, so it does seem that they're rolling out more and more games that you can use mouse and keyboard. Not for me. I'm still a controller person, but I know loads of people love being able to play their games with a mouse and keyboard, and xCloud are beginning to allow that and roll that out. So exciting times, ladies and gentlemen, if that's you. Mr. Wilson, I've been playing Yakuza on my Quest, been playing Yakuza via Game Pass. How do you find Game Pass? I think on the Quest, I did a review of it, one of my recent popular videos. I think it works less well for if you're playing PvP. You really notice the lag. But for a narrative-driven story game, you kind of get used to it. I think it's acceptable. So something like Yakuza, it would work. It would work fine, I think. Al Davis Music, good to see you. How are you? Will the VR work with all Xbox games or just Game Pass? Well, we're not sure, and we'll come to that. Don't worry. Game Pass via the app, but you can actually use your Xbox console on Quest headset. So both. But to use the console, it's a little more work. Yeah, I presume you'd have to plug it in somehow. But we'll come to that story there. In fact, why don't we go there now? So earlier today, we had Zuckerberg. Put there.
And we are partnering.
Yeah.
Hey, is this on?
Yeah,
right,
it is
some
on.
Updates on the metaverse today. We are releasing Meta Horizon OS, our operating system that powers Quest virtual and mixed reality headsets. And we are partnering with some of the best hardware companies out there to design new headsets that are optimized for all the different ways that people use this tech.
So, as you can see, basically what they're doing, what he's doing, is basically in simple terms, and he does the analogy of, how Apple is closed and you get to use one headset and blah, blah, blah. But rather than use Android as the example, which I thought would have been the better analogy, he goes on about how PC operating system is kind of more open. Anyway, the point is, what they've invested a lot, Meta have invested a lot of money in developing the Meta Quest and the Meta Quest basic operating system. Ironically, it's based on an Android open source system, but they've spent a lot of money developing, obviously, the Meta Quest itself, the hardware, but also the software that runs it. And, hey, he said the original idea, why don't you make the operating system available to other hardware manufacturers? And then it becomes the dominant operating system for the metaverse and for VR, which makes a lot of sense. Just like, Android, did with the smartphone. Why be like Apple and have it all closed so other manufacturers can't make hardware for your operating system? Well, the best way to compete against that, open up the operating system for everybody else to make devices and stuff like that. And of course, that he's doing it with a full intent of more people having to sign up to Meta. Yeah, because what it will do is, if you use the Meta Quest operating system and yet you go and get a Lenovo headset or whatever, one of the hardware designers, or Republic of Gamers, they're partnering with Meta, you can bring your Meta avatar character across with you. Anyway, he goes on.
Now, in every era of computing, there are always open and closed models. And with phones, Apple's closed model basically won out. Phones are tightly controlled, and you're kind of locked into what they'll let you do. But it doesn't have to be that way. In the PC era...
Yeah, he talks about phones and Apple being closed, but then he doesn't give the prime example of a company giving away their operating system, i.e. open source, so then they become the de facto open source platform that you're reliant on, which is what he wants to do with MetaQuest. Anyway, so it goes on about how, various analogies on that.
Physically are key ideas behind Meta Horizon OS for about a decade. We started building it off Android.
So this here is just going on about all the development they've done to date, the 10 years of development they put into it, and how it was based on an Android open source operating system.
We've now built it into a much broader and more capable mixed reality and spatial computing OS. The key ideas behind Meta Horizon OS are a feeling of presence with people no matter where you physically are, bringing digital objects like huge screens into your physical space, navigating and interacting with virtual spaces, and supporting developers and creators and building all these new apps and experiences. You can do all this on Quest today, but now we're also working with Lenovo, Asus ROG, Xbox, and more to build.
So there we go. So they're now working with hardware manufacturers who can develop their own VR headsets that run the MetaQuest operating system, like Lenovo, as I said, like Republic of Gamers. I mean, Republic of Gamers obviously do their own special gaming phone, don't they? So it's a phone, it's a smartphone, but it's geared towards gamers. So they're going to make a VR reality headset really geared towards gamers, hopefully delivering those aspects of what a gamer wants in a VR headset, as opposed to MetaQuest, which is more of a wonderful piece of tech, but more of a generalist thing. Zuckerberg wants you to use your MetaQuest to do your work. He wants you to play mixed reality games. He wants you to do fitness. He wants you to play PC games as well and games. So it's much broader, much more of a jack of all trades. Whereas now you can have headset manufacturers making very specific types of headset. And there, as I said, you've got Republic of Gamers and Xbox. And that's what got me really excited. What is it, potentially they're going to be doing with Xbox?
Build headsets that are going to be designed for specific use cases. So you can imagine a lightweight headset that pairs with your computer on your desk to provide the best work experience, whether you're at home or anywhere else you go. Or you can imagine one that's fully focused on watching immersive entertainment like movies and videos.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, I can imagine Lenovo maybe doing a work one or a work/leisure one. I mean, the screen looks great. If you've never tried it, I had really low expectations, as I said, at the MetaQuest 3, but my son wanted it. He tried his friends, and I said, all right, we'll get one for Christmas for him. And I had a go, and I was blown away. And you feel like you're in, like if you use the big screen app, feel like you're sitting in a cinema with a giant screen, or even a small screen, like a 100-inch screen sitting in front of you. Or, as I say, if you use the big screen app, it feels like, in fact, if you look to your left and to your right, there are cinema seats. So you actually do, it is the virtual reality cinema, but it feels like you're in a cinema. The drawback, of course, you're only getting potentially an extra large 1080p experience, although they've recently done an upgrade to increase the resolution, so that'll be interesting. But it's still like a big experience. And then when I played Xbox games on it, it felt like, wow, I'm playing an Xbox game on a 100-inch screen TV right in front of me. Really cool. So you can imagine a hardware company, a product company, developing one for work/leisure, like Lenovo, as I said.
With the highest resolution OLED screens, or think of one that's fully optimized for gaming with support for all kinds of different peripherals and haptics. You can imagine one that's designed for exercise, that's extra light with sweat-wicking materials.
So you get the idea. I won't go through the whole thing. You can check out his video. But there's some new... here's the official blog on it, which is kind of useful because you get a little bit more detail. So we'll look at it here. Introducing our open mixed reality. Remember, it's mixed reality. It's not just VR. The fun stuff is the mixed reality. One of the demo games, a little alien invasion game that they have, which uses your environment that you see through. You see your room that you're standing in, and then these little alien creatures start smashing your wall. And it's really cool. Or smashing the ceiling, and you see a crack form in your ceiling, and then a light shines through it, and then this little spaceship drops and hovers right in front of you. It was so cool. It's so fun. And then these little alien critters, as I say, they're smashing your wall, and you have to shoot them all and stuff like that. So the problem is there are not that many mixed reality apps, because the only place you can really play them are on the MetaQuest. Whereas VR, you can play on loads of VR devices. It's just that the MetaQuest is an open is a mixed reality set. So those very specific mixed reality games, there's no real incentive for developers to develop the games because there's not enough places to play them, really. So maybe this is to help push more apps that utilize that open mixed reality. Anyway, we're working with opening up the operating system that powers our MetaQuest devices to third-party hardware makers. We're working with leading technology companies to create a new ecosystem of mixed reality devices. And we're making it even easier for developers to build mixed reality apps that reach a wider audience. This more open ecosystem will help bring the power of mixed reality to more people and businesses around the world, and of course result in more people having to sign up to Meta. Just drop my drinks mat. So, what about Xbox? What's it all about? So here we go. Here are some more details. Leading global technology companies are already working to bring this new ecosystem to life with new devices built on Meta Horizon operating system. Okay, so you've got ASUS's Republic of Gamers will use its expertise as a leader in gaming solutions to develop an all-new performance gaming headset. So better refresh rate, better screen quality. I mean, you just look at the we'll just look at their phone. You know, it's just a smartphone, but it's geared specifically at gamers. The ROG Phone 6 Pro. You've got 165 hertz display, so that 6,000 mega amp battery. So if you made a list, if you're if you're Republic of Gamers and you're thinking, okay, using existing technology, what's capable, and this operating system. So we've got this operating system now. What's our checklist? What's our list of must-haves that will make this VR headset targeted specifically to gamers in the same way that their, ROG phone, this ROG Phone 6 Pro, is targeted specifically at gamers. So they'll take the same approach with their VR headset, and also using the Snapdragon chip as well, interestingly enough. So obviously aesthetics, you've got to have some flashy lights. Performance, thermals, yeah. As I said, this phone has got 165 hertz, Samsung AMOLED display, multiple inputs for controls, and a strong battery. And good audio is the other thing. Good audio and strong batteries. So that's the kind of £1,000 will get you that. So that's the kind of thinking you can imagine that's going to go into Asus's Republic of Gamers VR headset. Lenovo will draw on its experiences co-designing the Oculus Rift, and divide in engineering devices like ThinkPad laptop for, as I assumed here would be the case, for devices aimed specifically for productivity, basically work and entertainment, productivity, learning, and entertainment. And then here, this is the main thing here. Xbox and Meta teamed up last year to bring Xbox Cloud Gaming, as mentioned here by Mr. Urban World, who'd been playing Yakuza via Game Pass. Letting people play Xbox games on a large 2D virtual screen in mixed reality. Yeah, it's quite cool. It looks cool. obviously, you lose. There's a bit of latency and lag issue that you have with xCloud anyway, and then you factor in another sort of device. But it looks really cool, and it is kind of fun. And of course, the beauty is you could take it anywhere. That's what makes it like a mobile gaming experience. You basically take your Xbox with you, except you're taking your Meta Quest 3 device. Now we're working together. Anyway, so their new project together, now we're working together again to create a limited edition Meta Quest inspired by Xbox. That's all we have to go on, really. So is it just a Meta Quest, an Xbox themed Meta Quest? Or, so you buy your Meta Quest and it comes with, it comes with your standard Meta Quest controllers, but comes with an Xbox controller? Or are there some additional hardware features that will be added? Watch this space. All we do know is that they are working together to create a limited edition Meta Quest. A limited edition Meta Quest sounds like it's just going to be, instead of the white... Did I get rid of the box? I did. Instead of the white Meta Quest, it'll be sort of black with Xbox logos and stuff like that, and a few tweaks maybe. Who knows? Maybe a better screen. Yeah, so it could just be a branded Meta Quest, an Xbox branded Meta Quest, or it could be a little bit more. I hope if it is that, I hope that's merely a stepping stone on their relationship, and we'll see some other hardware, much more Xbox style VR hardware. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. But it's kind of very exciting. And when we'll see it, I don't know. Could we see it by the end of the year, by the holidays? Happy holidays. We'll see. Suarez is excited. I might have to pick one up. It was close, to be fair. This might just tip me to get one. Yeah, as I said, it could just be a branded, an Xbox branded Meta Quest 3, or a Meta Quest Pro. But it'd still be cool if if you're put off the idea of having, a Meta Quest, if it's an Xbox one, why not? I sent you a link of Digital Foundry covering GeForce Now variable refresh rate implementation. I'll take a look at it. Evening, Neil. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Xdefinat is so much fun. Yes, they had the beta this weekend, of course, and I never got around to playing it, which annoyed me because I do enjoy playing it. And on that, thank you, beautiful, seamless queue in there, Internet of Games. Xdefinat will share more about the recent Xbox server test. So, yeah, they had a big server test over the weekend. It's a nice, fast and furious game. That's what you want from a game like this, PvP game. You just want it, get in the game starts, fast, furious, fun, gunplay feels good, but it feels arcadey at the same time. It doesn't feel too hardcore, but a good fun PvP, sort of like Halo, I would say, for me, is a fun PvP. Not like a Counter-Strike kind of stuff, which gets a bit serious. A fun PvP and then if you get shot or whatever, you get back into the game really quickly, and you move fast. Your character moves fast and stuff like that, and it all happens. That's how I like it. Just a nice pure PvP experience. Anyway, Ubisoft's free-to-play shooter Xdefinat has just undergone a major server test on Xbox, and we should learn more about the test's findings pretty soon, ahead of the full game's impending launch, ladies and gentlemen. Following a small extension, the game... Yeah, so they extended it, actually. It was only... Yeah, I think they extended the testing period. I still didn't get around to playing it. did play in a previous pilot test that they did, a beta test. The game stress test came to a close on Sunday evening, and now the team is going through all the data before making its next move. Thank you to everyone who played our server test. The test is now unfortunately over. I'll share more about the results. Now, when the test was first announced earlier this month, Ubisoft said that it expects to be able to lock a launch date afterwards. So this data gathering exercise will hopefully lead to an official release date pretty soon. So could we see an announcement? As I said, isn't there an Ubisoft thing coming up? Can't remember now. I'm losing track. Could we see an announcement in May, or will they save it till for the summer festival of games and the Ubisoft showcase at the beginning of June? Or could we see it before then? I don't know. But there you go. That's Xdefinat. Now, on the same sort of thing, June the 10th, internet again. Maybe. You see, they've got their showcase, I think, so they could just announce it then. Now, on sort of free PvP shooters from Ubisoft, whatever happened to Heartland? That was announced, 2 years ago? 18 months ago? 2 years? I'm losing track of time. I'm getting old. Anyway, there was even rumours that the Division Heartland was going to, it had all gone quiet. And so there were rumours that Division Heartland was going to disappear, had gone the way of many unannounced games. But it turns out here, so Division Heartland originally was going to be a PvPvE style game, and an extraction type game, like Escape from Tarkov, but a sort of, fun one. And it was, based in the Division universe, and hopefully the same sort of game engine and all of that. And free to play, PvPvE, do some tasks, get to the extraction point, fight other, players, fight the NPC players, and yeah, that's basically the idea. Anyway, it turns out the Division Heartland has undergone significant changes. An industry insider, we've got, is our industry insider in the chat? No. Damn. We could have maybe got some hints from our Ubisoft industry insider. It's not in the chat. Sod's law, isn't it? I'm sure he's too professional to leak anything. Anyway, the Division Heartland has had a big makeover since fans last saw it. It's undergone some significant changes since announced in 2021. Fans eagerly awaiting the release date of Heartland. I mean, it's meant to be released ages ago, I swear. May soon see fresh details emerge, which worries me. When a game goes through a major, when they say it's going through major changes, it means that whatever they had before wasn't working. But we'll see. Ubisoft's plans for the spin-off game suggest fans will receive updates about the reported changing in the following months. Debunking certain speculations, an insider confirmed that Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland, I thought they'd... Oh no, what was that other game where they dropped the Tom Clancy bit? Anyway, maybe it was Defiant, I can't remember now. Has gone through notable changes. Until now, an extended period of little to no updates of the Division Heartland had made fans worried about the game's fate. Yeah, there were rumours that it had been cancelled. The Division has established itself as one of the key IPs owned by publisher Ubisoft alongside franchises such as Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, and Prince of Persia. Watchdog, I've heard rumours actually that is no more. They're not developing any more of that. Yeah, according to Tom Henderson, rumours that the Division Heartland had been cancelled are false, and it's still in development at Red Storm Entertainment. But it has had a lot of changes, which may be good, maybe not. There's even been ESRB ratings in France and stuff like that. Anyway, importantly, the game has reported to be still part of Ubisoft's plans. Chances are fans will soon find out more about the changes. Here we are. We're talking about Ubisoft. When is it? Oh, that was last year. Such an event could potentially be revealed at Ubisoft's Forward stream or at a gaming expo scheduled for later this year. So, yeah, what worries me slightly with these things is, you know, the old adage, you can't polish a turd. That's, and ironically enough, I heard that. The first time I heard that phrase was when I worked in the gaming industry. And it's true. But sometimes you can, you know, throw what you've got out of the window, start again, and actually, from those learnings, create something amazing instead, because you've made the mistakes. But yeah, it takes usually a good visionary or editorial leader to go, no, this is not good enough. I mean, it takes a lot to can something and start again, unless it's for some dodgy tax write-off. It's a bold decision. You know, even in the TV industry, where something's not working, you know, you have that decision. Do you throw more money at it and hope that it works, or just write off that money and then have to explain to someone why you wrote that money off, even though creatively it might be the right decision? You know, especially if you're trying to protect the integrity of a brand. And yeah, sure, somebody's going to get it in their head that they just, why did we, and then the argument is, why did you spend all that money in the first place? Well, in the first place, it seemed like a good idea. Just the execution of that idea perhaps didn't work. And, you know, there is reason to therefore say, well, why didn't it work? Did you not hire the right people, the right creative vision or whatever? If at the start it felt like a good concept. There's a game show that I was involved with, which, and I won't say what it is, but we have a running inside joke that we never talk about the name of the program. Because even at the time, I just thought, I mean, I'm not on the creative editorial side of things. I just do the contracts, man. But even at the time, I just thought, this is a terrible idea, and we were spending so much money on it, and I thought, this is terrible. And sure enough, guess what? It was terrible, and they didn't even get through the series. They just dropped it. And now we go, those that remember it, not many people left that remember it, go, don't mention the... And then I won't say what it is, but yeah. So it comes, you know, it's a bold creative decision to make big changes to a game or something like that, or to drop it, especially when there's, you know, big announcements around the hype and stuff like that. So yeah, they could have moved it to the Snowdrop too. Yeah. Well, I thought Division was already on, you know, we only have Stadia insider Ron Slusher. No, we have an Ubisoft insider, don't worry. Did you see the art about Watch Dogs? That's what I was talking about there. Yes, Davis, I did see potentially it was an IP that was being dead and buried. Yes, but you can sprinkle glitter on it. Yeah, exactly. You can always sprinkle the glitter on it. Talking of not polishing a turd, but sticking with a game. Yeah. A game which, in fairness, I loved from the get-go. Sea of Thieves. So, of course, Sea of Thieves is coming to PlayStation very soon. End of the month, I think it is. But already, here, this is from the executive producer, who used to do a regular update. He doesn't do it. He doesn't feature in them anymore. Joe Three Sheets Neat, executive producer of Sea of Thieves, posted this on the Sea of Thieves website. 40 million players. This is the game that got me, that made me buy the Xbox Game Pass. It was Xbox's first major exclusive. No, it didn't. Although that was Channel 5, if that's the one. Yeah, no, it wasn't a Channel 5 program. If that's the one I'm thinking you're thinking of. Anyway, it's back to Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves welcomes 40 million players, which is pretty impressive. It's still going strong. And, you know, what with it launching on PlayStation this week or next week, or whenever it is, it's had a whole new renewed interest. I was even thinking I'll jump back on and get back involved just to kind of sink a few ponies. You know, noobs, landlubbers, and stuff like that. Although I've not played, there's so much content in Sea of Thieves. It's crazy. Maybe I get it. Maybe it's similar to a lot of other games that I don't play, so I've no idea, and I wonder why people keep playing it. And it's because there's so much content that particular game keeps adding, and you're just not aware of it unless you're in that ecosystem. And yeah, there's so much content in Sea of Thieves. For the first year or so, first 6 months, a lot of people went off it because they said, oh, it's a bit empty. You know, you just go around, you know, you dig up treasure, you collect your skulls, you deliver your you capture chickens and you deliver your chickens and pigs. I loved all that. Only you're constantly upgrading and getting higher up your status. I loved all that, but people thought, oh, that's it. And then they started introducing a few stories and stuff, challenges. And the first one, I think, was the Meg, when they introduced the Meg. And you had to collaborate with other people, like other ships. So already you're collaborating potentially with a random on your boat, but you then had to collaborate with another boat. And that was like an extraordinary mechanic, because it involved an element of trust in a pirate game where it's, you know, you're more likely to be shot at and sunk and robbed than partner up with. But the only way you could achieve this, you know, what's the word? The only way you could, you know, achieve this new element of the game that was added is by working with another pirate ship. So another group of players. So your mates, or you singly, because they had to be 5 or something like that. And each one had to play a different instrument, and you had to go through different tasks, whatever. Anyway, that was amazing. And then they introduced ghost ships, and you could battle them, which was just like brilliant. I remember the first time they did it, they launched these ghost ships. There was a bug where the ghost ships kept reappearing when they shouldn't have. No, the bug was, so you battle these ghost ships, and if you win, you get all this treasure. And when they launched it, there was a bug, and the ghost ships didn't fire back. So it was really easy to sink. And word went around the community really quick. And I remember playing I was on the PC. My daughter was on one Xbox. on one Xbox. My son was on the other Xbox. We teamed up with some, randoms. And it was just like, it was just crazy. It was so much fun. It was such a laugh because the ghost ships weren't shooting back. And it was just, you were getting into these battles. You're getting all this treasure. You were selling the treasure. Oh, it was such a laugh. Anyway, since then, they've added just a whole load more content, challenges, puzzles, and and they've adapted the pirate statuses and stuff like that, and just so much content in there, narrative content, challenge content, plus they're at like season 19 or something like that, and over the next 12 months they're even more exciting content and new features and stuff like that. So with PlayStation players coming on board, the game is going to be massive. 40 million players already, and that is without PlayStation. And it is currently the most requested pre-ordered PlayStation game around at the moment. So very exciting times. 40 million players played across Xbox, Windows, and Steam. And then, and they're going to celebrate the 40 million milestone during our imminent Golden Glory weekend. If you're working through Season 11's 100 levels, perfect time to rake in that boosted renown. So take part and join us in celebration of our players in anticipation of all those about to undertake their maiden voyage on PlayStation 5. So there we go. A success story there, that is, if ever there was one. Just checking the old news story there. Yeah, so actually, you remind me there, we have the Stadia. I told you I was going to mention it again, because on the Meta, I've got to highlight it here. On the Meta Quest operating system, of course, I noticed, tweeted here by Basil Sabah here. Big update today on how we're working to bring the metaverse to as many people as possible. Introducing Meta Horizon operating system, which will be the mixed reality operating system, blah, 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 that powers our Meta headsets and future third-party developer headsets. Who is Basil Sabah? Well, he is a product manager at Meta Reality Labs in Canada. But before that, he was a product manager at Stadia. And then when Stadia shut it down, he joined the Meta Reality Labs team. So there we go. There's another little Stadia connection there, ladies and gentlemen. Just thought I'd share that, really, with you. Let's see, once I mentioned the Watch Dogs. Yeah, let's get some more news on the old Watch Dog thing. No, I need to trying to think of where they're Watchdog games. Just trying to get the. There we are. That's okay. So, Watchdog series dead and buried, says Insiders. There was once upon a time, when Watch Dogs was one of the most anticipated games. The Ubisoft game was generating substantial buzz as one of the key examples what next-gen consoles could offer. Then came out in 2014, failed to live up to its anticipation. Watch Dogs 2 in 2016. In 2020, Watch Dogs Legion took the tone and writing style of the second game and amplified it to the point it was hardly recognisable compared to the original concept for the series. Over on X, fairly reliable Ubisoft leaker Jonathan claims the series is dead and buried following the failure of Watch Dogs Legion, which led to more than one project using the IP to be canned, including a battle royale game, of course. Word of this does come via translation, French to English, so take specific quote with a grain of salt. Legion's failure destroyed the projects on the license, including a fairly original battle royale. Yeah, it seems that, a lot of game companies, there's not risks. Given the environment that we're in, the economic environment. Hey, Jerome, I was missing you, Jerome, because I was thinking I'm going to have to do a shout out for everybody to hit the likes. But you're here. So everybody, please hit the likes. It's much appreciated. I started Fallout 3 for PlayStation 3, just fantastic. I've never played Fallout 3. I've yet to start Fallout 4. Have I finished watching the series? No, I think I'm on the last few episodes of the series. My current TV series, not that you want to know, but I would tell you anyway. I'm loving Fallout, the Fallout TV series, and of course, goes without saying, Shogun is brilliant. If you've not watched it, over on Disney Channel there. Apple make good TV. Is it on Apple? I'm watching it on Amazon. Fallout, that is. And of course, Shogun is on FX, i.e. via Disney. Love it. I love Shogun. Oh, it's just a statement of fact. Random. Okay. I've never watched an Apple TV series. And I know there have been some cracking TV series on. And, I keep getting offered, a 3-month subscription with my, whether a random smart TV I get, whatever. And I just never get round to it. Because I know what will happen. I'll forget. Cancel it, which is what I always do. Many a subscription I've still got. Right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is the Monday game chat, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of exciting things. I am particularly excited about this piece of hardware from Xbox. For the MetaQuest. Whether, as I said, it is just a branded Xbox branded MetaQuest headset, or it has some other features. I'm also interested to see what the Republic of Gamers come out and stuff like that. So exciting times in the world of mixed reality, I would say. Hopefully I'll be getting some, for the MetaQuest fans out there, some accessories I'll be reviewing. Fingers crossed if this comes off. I was contacted by a company that do a load of MetaQuest accessories, and so I'm quite curious to give them a go. So if they send them to me to review, I shall be doing that. So look out for that. Fingers crossed. No guarantee, they may not send them to me yet, but they did approach me. After all, I didn't approach them, and I thought, some of the stuff they've got seems very interesting. So yes, I would be interested in reviewing your items, sir. Anyway, we'll see that. Do it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. Big thank you. It's always appreciated. Everybody who turns up live to the show. I know it's a big ask. You'd be watching Shogun or Fallout. But no, you chose to watch me on a Monday rant and rage and talk about all things gaming. So I really appreciate that. Arigata gozaimasu. It means a lot. And I shall continue to do it because of people like you to come here and watch this live. I shall be doing the same thing, same time, same place next week. And if you feel inclined, just listen to the outro for a little while as a sort of thank you.
Watching the Monday Game Chat with your host, Clive Illenden.
I just can't. You've been watching with me. Express enough. Hit that like, share around, and don't forget subscribe. I just can't. You've been watching, keep on watching, go please.
Hit that bell so you won't miss the light.